Hello, Master Numerologist Andre Alvin Moore. And today, it's been over 100 days and the war in Ukraine is still going on. But now it seems as though we're having major conflict right here in good old America. So, right now, let us take a few seconds to pray for the Ukrainians, the Russians, and our own Americans. Okay, thank you. Today, I would like to talk about. I want to ask this question: where do life begins in relationship to Roe versus Wade? My thoughts on Roe versus Wade. Humanity does not prioritize studying the soul, yet a soul is who we are. Because of this lack of interest, the world will only relate and respond to what it thinks it knows, verified by its five senses. The idea of reincarnation is not accepted as truth by many, and most conclude that a person is given one opportunity to live a life. Given this erroneous acceptance as truth, large segments of society feel it is wrong to abort. They base this idea on their faith. Most are unaware that a soul has a pre existence before it incarnates. Where is a soul before it enters into a physical body? Does a soul determine the type of experiences that it will experience? Does the soul map out the why of its choices? According to the late great psychic Sylvia Brown in her book called Life on the Other Side, a psychic tour of the afterlife, she writes that a soul maps out its next incarnation in the astral plane. Most souls land in the astral plane when they leave their physical bodies. With help from what Sylvia Brown called the White Brotherhood, your soul maps out the best scenarios for its advancements towards soul liberation. Following this line of reasoning, a soul may choose to abort an entry into a womb, or it may stay in the womb for days or weeks and then decide to leave. A soul's reasoning for these actions are many. For example, it may have to do with paying off the karmic debt of the mother, who perhaps in a past life was the one aborted. Sometimes a soul desires that experience for its evolution of soul awareness, development, growth, and understanding. So, because we do not pursue what we are, the soul, we do not understand the workings of a soul. Why do a soul make the decisions that it makes? Why would a child not want to come into a mother's womb? Why would a soul not want to stay in a mother's womb? Why would a mother abort? We don't know the answer to these questions because we don't study the soul. But a soul makes decisions based on its evolution of growth and development. A soul is eternal and it requires different types of experiences to burn off its karmic debts. We're not privy to why a soul chooses to do what it does because we don't look into our souls. We don't know who we are as a soul. And so, therefore, we can only relate to life from what our five physical senses tell us. Okay? So, a woman gives an abortion, she has an abortion. And you say, oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. But you don't understand that perhaps that mother needed that experience for her soul development. Well, you may say, well, why would she do that? Well, before she incarnated, she reasoned that this is something that she wants to experience that will help her in her soul development. Or it could have been in a past life, she was aborted. A mother aborted her. And so we have to pay off the karma debt, the karmic debt. But we don't understand these things. We only understand what's going on in the outer world because we don't pursue our inner space. A soul's life does not depend on life or death. A soul is immortal, working out the karmic debt that occurred while tangled up in Maya's illusion. So there is no life, there is no death. A soul is immortal. You cannot kill the soul because the soul is part of God, and God cannot be killed. And so, therefore, you cannot kill a soul. But we are under the false impression that if a woman aborts, that we took a life, not knowing that a soul does not have a life or death. A soul just is. You understand? A soul just is. It has no beginning, it has no ending. Okay? On June the 24th, 2022, our Supreme Court overruled Roe versus Wade, which eliminates the constitutional right to abortion. United States Supreme Court ruled in 1973, which was a two universal year, that a woman has the right to choose. And somehow, some way, now these Supreme Justices are saying with those Supreme Justices, what it wasn't as wise as we are. So we're going to overrule it. Okay, so let's break down June 24th, 2022 right quick, and let's see what the numerology can offer us. The number pattern for June the 24th, 2022 is 666 with a core number of 9. Number 9 brings vibrational frequency to an end. There are 3 sixes. Number 3 rules the written word, and number 6 rules babies, infants, fetuses. There are 4 twos, and number 4 deals with the society's foundations, and number 2 deals with groups. And 2 times 4 equals 8, the power number. Okay, so the Supreme Court consists of a group of 9 individuals, so that covers our number 2. With the ultimate authority to determine, that will be number 8, power, the law of the land. Number 4 rules the law. And this ruling would change the landscape of our society. The normal 4 rules foundations. Now, let me show you. So here we go. Let me see that. Okay, so how do we get the 666 energy? With June being the 6th month, that's a 6. 2 plus 4 equals 6. That's a 6. And then 2022, when you add those 4 sub elements together, you get a 6. So therefore, you get the 666 vibrational energy. Okay? Now, in scripture, we read, let him that have understanding, that's the key, who has understanding, count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. You find this in Revelation 13:18. States that if one is wise and has an understanding to count the number of the beast, which is also the number of a man, the number comes to 666. So the key words is he who have understanding and who has wisdom will be the proper authority to understand and to comprehend the vibration of the triple sixes. If you don't have the wisdom, and then if you don't have the understanding, then you will misinterpret it. And this misinterpretation is going to create the evil the hell that may pursue because of this overruling of Roe versus Wade. 5 Supreme Justices voted in favor of overruling Roe versus Wade and 4 against. Number 5 rules freedom. Will this ruling make our society feel as though some of our freedoms have just been swept away? Number 4 rules law and order. Will our society band together to fight this ruling? And will this ruling bring our society into more chaos in which our society becomes even more divided and weakened? Will 666 bring out the evil, the beast in man, or will our better angels prevail? Maya is a drama queen, and once again, she's up to her old tricks of dividing and conquering. A house divided will not, cannot stand. How can we focus on our inner glory when we are so hell bent on fighting amongst ourselves and standing divided? We will devote so much energy again to the outside world while neglecting our true heritage, our soul. So, the fight has begun. The conservatives saying that abortion is wrong, and now it's law. Freedom of choice, where is the truth? What is true? We don't know what is true because we don't know who we are. We don't take the time out to pursue our souls. So, will the 666 bring about more evil? Will it bring out the evil in us? Will we become even more divided as a country? Maya is the great deceiver, is the great divider. She does everything she can to keep us from searching for our truth from within. We're going to devote so much time and energy to this whole abortion issue, time that could be spent understanding your truth. But we're not going to devote that type of energy. We're not going to understand that it is soul's choice to decide to come in to a womb or to leave a womb. A soul choose to say, well, because of my evolution, I want to be in a human body for 100 years, 110 years. Another soul say, well, I've done that. I've lived to be old and gray. Now I want to experience what it may be to be wealthy. Let's see how that will, advance me in my evolution and growth of my understanding of my soul. Each soul maps out their own path. Now, to the naked eye, we say, well, why would he choose poverty? Or why would this person becomes in handicap? Well, we don't know because we don't know ourselves. But the soul knows. It has read its record. When you're on the other side, you read your record. You know where you're at. You know what needs to be done to get where you need to go, which ultimately is to merge into the father mother principle. That's the ultimate. That's why you're here, to break free from Maya, to break free from the karma. But we get so caught up in her trickery, in her divisiveness, that we go lifetime after lifetime after lifetime pursuing the outer. And rarely do we take time out to pursue our inner. So I just wanted to come on here right quick and share that perspective. Try to study the soul. I've given you a reference that goes into more in-depth understanding about the life when you drop this physical body, I've asked you guys to buy a copy of the Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. You don't have to read the whole book. Just go to the chapter of the resurrection of Sri Yoteswari. He gives details about life in the astral plane and the causal plane. Sylvia Brown goes into the astral plane and give a description. But there are many other sources that talks about the soul. Patanjali, the Yoga Sutras, for those that's interested in pursuing this thread of thought. He breaks it down. This is a great yogi, Patanjali, and he's written about the soul. But we don't embrace those truths. We always so caught up in pursuing the outer energies, not understanding that your glory resides within. So, until the next video, peace.